Hey everyone, today I'm going to be doing an analysis of my recording of Winter by Bender. I hope you all enjoy the video, and if you do, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. So today I'm going to be analyzing the duet recording I did of Winter by Bender. So first I'm going to listen to the whole video, and then I'm going to basically critique what I think I did well and what I think I did poorly, things that I could do better next time. So let's get started. Okay, so I think there's a lot to unpack here. I think, first and foremost, I am a little bit happy with how this recording went. I'm not terribly ecstatic. I think it could have been a lot better, but I think it's a good starting point. So I think the main positives I have are that my tone overall was very good and my time was very good. I was playing this with a metronome, which is why my headset is on. So I would expect my time to be very good. Now, as for some of the negatives, the biggest negative, I think, is the articulation. The articulation throughout on both the first and the second parts is a little bit muddy. And then the second part from that, I think, is the dynamics could use a little bit of work. So throughout the first part, there's this slur 2 and staccato 2 rhythm where it's da 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 da. And please excuse my singing, it's not very good, but that da 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 da. The entire time, every single time I tried to do that, I ended up with kind of a muddy tongue, slur 2, kind of muddy tongue 2, where I wasn't really accentuating those staccatos very well, and I wasn't leaving enough space between the notes. Because in essence, that's what you want a staccato to be. A staccato really means space. It doesn't so much mean short as it does space. And let me go back to the first time I do that so you can actually hear where that happens. So you could just hear that twice. There were, in the first two phrases, that happens twice in the first part, where da 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 da, where every time I played it, it was more da 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 da. And that was kind of the theme throughout with all of the articulation, is that I would play it a little bit muddier than I wanted to. And that's also the same in the second part, because the entire thing is notated to be in staccato. It's supposed to be in a march tempo. It's notated tempo di marcia. So Bender wanted this to be more of a march feel, where I kind of didn't do that so well. So then let's move on to the dynamics. This shows up a little bit after this part, so I'll just play it from here. So you can hear from the beginning of that clip to the very end, it starts at mezzo forte and then it goes straight to piano. So there's that sudden change from mezzo forte to piano. And then after that, it stays in piano for a while, and then it crescendos with an ascending line in the first part up to the mezzo forte again. So what I liked about that was I made that sudden change relatively well. I went straight from mezzo forte to piano, and then I sort of did a little bit of crescendo throughout each phrase, because the piano portion has two phrases in it. So I went from piano to maybe mezzo piano, and then I get back to piano, up to mezzo piano. And then with that ascending line, I did do a crescendo. Now, what I could have done better here is that I could have had more contrast. See, the difference between mezzo forte and piano is the same difference between forte and mezzo piano. It's supposed to be essentially loud to quiet. And I think I didn't really do that contrast very well. I didn't have quite as much dynamic range as I would have liked. I would have liked my louds to be a little louder and my quiets to be a whole lot quieter. So I could have done that a little better. What I did like very much about the dynamics portion is that ascending line da 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 at the very end. I accentuated that crescendo very well, and I did that because that is the first part entirely by itself. That measure is all first part, so there's no second part to kind of back you up. And with that, I needed to make the dynamics a little bit more exaggerated, which I think I did quite well. So I think that's all I really have for this. It's a relatively short and a relatively simple duet, and I don't think there's a whole lot to it. It's a great starting point for any beginning musicians who want to be playing duet style music. If they want to play the duet by themselves, do like I did, play both the first and the second parts, or if you want to play the duet with somebody else, which I highly recommend. Playing with somebody else is always a great experience. But yeah, I think overall my tone was good, some of my dynamic range was good, and for next time I would like to work on my articulation and exaggerate those dynamics a little bit more. So anyways, that is going to do it for the analysis of Winter. If you like the video, then please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And please check me out on Twitter and Twitch at PATCHK1LL. On Twitter, I do music recommendations every single day. I go back and forth between recommending saxophone and recommending Irish music, typically Irish whistle, but also some flute and some island pipes as well. And on Twitch, I basically do exactly what I'm doing here. I do live saxophone and live Irish whistle, and I also talk about the music and analyze everything I'm doing. So with that, I will say goodbye, and thank you all for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.